hello. Welcome back to the Feel Good Factor. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus, and I'm so glad you could join me here today. Hello, I hope you're having a lovely week. I want to tell you about this time when I was still quite new to running my vegan restaurant. I hadn't learned the balance between, being polite and nice and friendly and also having boundaries. My senses tingled. A little warning. A tiny blinking red light at the core of my mind. Don't trust. Stop sharing. He is wasting your time. It had started with a harmless Facebook DM. Hey, you're all doing great work with the restaurant. I'm a big fan. This guy lived in another town somewhere up north. But that didn't surprise me. Vegans from all across India, even the world, knew about carrots. We were the country's first vegan restaurant after all. First, he praised. Then, he tried to be helpful. If you'll ever want to open up a branch in my town, I have an old family bungalow. You're welcome to set up there. Okay, he was being a little too friendly, but hey, after all, he's trying to help. So I politely thanked him for his kindness. And then I wanted to leave, but before I could leave the chat, his questions began. First, he asked casual stuff. How many team members do you have? Do non-vegans visit regularly? What workshops do you conduct? Things that anyone who followed our socials could find out. If they, followed us on Facebook or Insta or YouTube, they'd know. Then the prying questions began. How many silent partners are there in your business? What's your monthly revenue? What kind of profits do you all make? And then the last straw. How do you split the money among yourselves? I dodged the first couple of questions with some non-answers, without committing. Then it started to feel very creepy. It was as if he was reaching his icky hands through the screen and pawing through our finances. Ick. So once I detected that bit of a creepy prying energy, I ended the chat. I gave some excuse like customers have come or I'm busy or whatever, good chatting with you, whatever. And then I closed the laptop and I was like, shuddering. I was kind of pissed off with myself for even sharing as much as I had. I had given him so much information which I didn't have to give. So, it bugged me. Though I didn't reveal all the financials, still, whatever I had, it felt like an intrusion. Like, he really didn't deserve to know all this information. So why did I share it with him? That was a good lesson for me to understand that, you know what? We don't owe anyone any information. It was the only time I'd allowed myself to get so tangled in a creepy prying conversation about our business. After that, my creepy detectors, the prying detectors, went up much faster. And over the years, my boundaries have become more and more solid, more and more strong. The thing is, when we're running a conscious business and we have questions from people within our own community, people especially like this, who seem like they're trying to be helpful or who are praising you and stuff like that. They're all nice and friendly, and then they come and dig stuff. It feels a little difficult to cut off from it. To how do you say no? How do you step away? It wasn't even an in-person conversation. It was something that happened on Facebook. So, I could have just stopped responding and closed the screen at any point of time. But The fact that I got sucked into it even as much as I did says a lot about how manipulative people can be. So we need to be always aware when somebody's asking us questions. Now, this is whether you're running a business or whether it's your personal life, work, art, create, wherever, whichever area of your life. Boundaries are important, and you never, no matter who, you don't owe any information to them. So first of all, yeah, we need to watch out. Who's prying, who's asking in, ask for information. That always like, okay, do I really owe this person this information? Do I really need to share it? Why do they want it? And then be able to step away from that conversation, depending on the person. If they seem so very forceful, then you also can forcefully say no, and be rude if needed. But if they are being very nice and manipulative, hone your skills to recognize this, and again, be careful and step away, untangle yourself from that conversation as soon as possible. And don't feel bad. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel like, oh, I didn't need to be rude. Where, sometimes we feel like even if we aren't actually outright rude, just because we refuse someone some information they're asking, their general attitude is, oh, it's just information, what have I got to lose? Actually, there's a lot you got to lose. Privacy is important. And you just don't owe it to them. So don't feel bad, don't feel guilty, and over time understand that it's okay. The right people will come. Don't be afraid, especially when it comes to building a brand. Don't be afraid to refuse to share certain information which isn't relevant. Transparency is important, especially customers, clients, audience. They need to know the truth. So I'm not saying, whatever is relevant to them, then be open about it. You don't have to hide anything. Be vulnerable, sure, but what is not relevant to them, what is none of their business, it is none of their business. So don't feel too worried about not sharing. So yeah, that's just my bit for today. I hope that this helps you think about where your boundaries might be weak, especially when it comes to prying people, and become stronger in refusing to answer questions that you really don't need to respond to. So if you'd like to receive more stories like these, once or twice a month, then sign up for my newsletter, The Feel Good Tribe. The link is in the show notes. You go to veganosaurus.com/newsletter and sign up. And I share a lot of secret stories there that I don't share anywhere else. And many times they're funny. So yeah, I hope to see you inside the Feel Good Tribe, and talk to you again next week. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.